Older men. 6 undeniable signs you're good looking, even if you don't realize it. Have you ever caught yourself looking in the mirror, wondering if you're actually good looking? Maybe you've never considered yourself the handsome type. Or perhaps you think that as you've gotten older, your looks have faded. But what if I told you that attraction, real, undeniable, magnetic attraction, is about far more than just youthful features or a chiseled jawline? What if there were signs, subtle, powerful indicators, that you're far more attractive than you give yourself credit for? Here's the truth. Most men don't recognize their own appeal. We're our own worst critics, focusing on the wrinkles, the graying hair, the few extra pounds, while completely missing the qualities that actually draw people in. But that's where wisdom comes in. The ancient Stoics men, like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, understood something that modern society often ignores. True attractiveness isn't found in vanity, but in how you carry yourself, how you think, and the energy you bring into a room. Think about the men who command respect just by being present. They're not necessarily the best-looking guys in the room, yet people are drawn to them. Why? Because they radiate something deeper than surface-level charm. They have a presence, a quiet confidence, an unshakable nature that makes them impossible to ignore. That's the kind of attractiveness we're talking about, the kind that doesn't fade with age, but instead grows stronger over time. So today, we're going to break down 6 undeniable signs that you are more attractive than you realize, signs rooted in timeless Stoic wisdom. These aren't about how symmetrical your face is, or whether you have the perfect body. Instead, they focus on qualities that make people respect you, admire you, and even be drawn to you in ways you might not have noticed. And here's the best part. These signs aren't just things you either have or don't have. They're qualities you can cultivate, refine, and master. By the end of this, you won't just see yourself differently, you'll start carrying yourself in a way that naturally commands attention, because real attractiveness. It's not about being the best-looking guy in the room. It's about being the most solid, unshakable, and self-assured version of yourself. Let's get into it. Sign 1. You carry yourself with confidence. You ever notice how some men just own a room the moment they step into it? They're not necessarily the tallest, the best dressed, or the most conventionally attractive, yet all eyes seem to be drawn to them. That's not luck, that's confidence. And here's the thing. Confidence is one of the strongest indicators of attractiveness, and most men don't even realize when they have it. Now, let's get something straight. Confidence isn't arrogance. It's not about puffing your chest out, talking the loudest, or trying to prove something to everyone around you. In fact, the most attractive confidence is the quiet kind, the type that doesn't need to be announced. It's when you move through life with a sense of certainty, like a man who knows who he is, knows what he stands for, and doesn't seek validation from anyone. The Stoics understood this better than anyone. They believed that a man's strength comes from within, not from external approval. Marcus Aurelius once said, "It never ceases to amaze me." We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own. Most people walk around so concerned about what others think of them, that they forget to carry themselves with conviction. But a man who's learned to trust himself, he doesn't walk into a room seeking approval, he simply is. And the best part, confidence isn't something you have to be born with. It's something that develops over time, especially as you get older. Life has thrown challenges at you. You've dealt with failures, setbacks, and wins that have shaped you. With every lesson, you've built resilience, and that resilience shows in the way you carry yourself. The younger guys may have energy, but you have experience, and experience breeds confidence when you lean into it. So how do you know if you have this type of confidence? Pay attention to how people react to you. Do they listen when you speak? Do they respect your presence, even if you're not the loudest voice in the room? That's a sign. If you want to develop this even further, here's a simple Stoic practice. Control your reactions. A confident man isn't easily rattled. When things go wrong, he doesn't panic or overreact. He stays composed. This kind of calm, collected energy naturally makes people gravitate toward you because they sense strength, and strength, that's attractive. Now let's move on to the next sign, something that separates powerful men from those who fade into the background. Sign 2. You have a strong, commanding presence. Have you ever met a man who barely spoke, yet somehow he was the most magnetic person in the room? He didn't have to dominate the conversation, act flashy, or try too hard. He just was. And it's one of the most overlooked yet powerful signs of true attractiveness. See, most guys think attraction is about looks alone. But in reality, people, especially women, aren't just drawn to features. They're drawn to energy. Your presence is the energy you bring into a room. It's how you hold yourself, how you move, how you make people feel when they're around you. And the stronger your presence, the more attractive you are without saying a word. The Stoics understood presence better than anyone. They believed that a man who is truly powerful doesn't need to boast or seek attention. His mere presence commands it. Epictetus once said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." In other words, stop worrying about proving yourself, and instead focus on simply being. A man who is fully present, unbothered by validation, radiates confidence in a way that people can't ignore. So how do you know if you have a strong presence? Here are a few key signs. When you enter a room, people take notice without you even trying. Maybe they glance at you, acknowledge you, or simply feel your presence shift the energy of the space. People listen when you speak. You don't have to fight for attention. When you talk, others naturally want to hear what you have to say. You hold eye contact without hesitation. Not in an aggressive way, but in a calm, grounded way that makes others feel your presence. You don't fidget, rush, or over-explain. Your movements are intentional, and you carry yourself with a quiet kind of authority. And here's the best part. Presence isn't something you need to be born with. It's something you can develop. One of the simplest ways to strengthen it is to slow down. Speak a little slower. Move with more purpose. Take up space without hesitation. The more comfortable you are in your own skin, the more your presence grows. At the end of the day, presence is about how you make people feel when you're around. A man with strong presence makes others feel safe, inspired, and drawn in. That's real attraction. And if you've got it, or if you're working on developing it, you're already far more magnetic than you realize. Now let's move on to the next sign. One that has nothing to do with your body but everything to do with your soul.